Today we'll be talking about radios, music, and movies in the 1920s. In the 1920s, the radio started to gain popularity. Radio broadcasting was the cheapest form of entertainment, and it provided the public with far better entertainment than most people were accustomed to. 60% of the nation's households had radios.
The decade started off in 1921 with just 5 radio stations in the country, but ended with 606 stations. Radios provide information out to the public.
But another use for the radio is music. Jazz, blues, swing, dance band, and ragtime were just a few of the most popular music genres of the decade.
The 20s are often called the Jazz Age because the popularity of jazz music had an enormous cultural effect. Jazz music was important because it influenced fashion, dances, accepted moral standards, youth culture, and race relations.
The dance that you just watched was the Charleston. The Charleston was a very popular dance of the 1920s performed with upbeat music. This dance was enjoyed by both young men and women of the Roaring '20s generation. The Charleston involves the fast-paced swinging of the legs and big arm movements.
Some popular musicians of the 1920s were Louis Armstrong, Benny Goodman, Josephine Baker, and many more.
When you weren't listening to the radio or dancing at the jazz clubs, a popular thing to do was to go to the movies. The movies were fun. They provided a change from the day-to-day troubles of life. They also were an important social force. Young Americans tried to copy what they saw in the movies.
Two popular movies in the 1920s were The Wizard of Oz and Steamboat Willie. The 1920s are also known as the Roaring '20s, and that is exactly what music, radios, and movies are. This was a roaring time in the 20s and made an impact on social life because people had never had anything like this before. It provided so many opportunities and so much information for people around the world.
Today, there are so many different ways you can watch TV shows or movies. You can go to the movie theaters or you can just stay in the comfort of your own home and watch movies from your bed. One movie you could watch is Top Gun.
Almost everyone has a phone nowadays that you can do so many things on, from listening to music, podcasts, watch and or read the news. There are Alexas and or Google devices that you can ask almost any question to, and it will give you a response in a matter of seconds.
In the beginning of this video, we mentioned that there were 606 radio stations at the end of the 1920s. Now in 2022, we have around 16,000 stations to choose from in the United States alone.
Finally, there are entertainment apps such as TikTok that you can make lip sync or dance videos on. As you can see, radios, music, and movies have changed immensely over the years.
Thanks for watching!